Hey y'all, it's Danny for Seek and Word. On Mondays, I sit down and I talk about a mental health topic that has been heavy on my brain, and I do my makeup at the same time. So if you enjoy makeup and mental health, then I highly suggest you hit that subscribe button. And today we are going to be talking about journaling. I've actually really struggled with staying consistent with my journaling, but there are so many great journaling questions to ask and techniques to use that I want to share with you that have really helped me, and also just how to get started on journaling in general for beginners or for people who are already journaling consistently. I think these tools might still help you. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Do you want to have a good life? Because if so, you really have to start to notice the things that make you feel joy, the things that make you feel motivation, the things that make you feel spiritual connection. So if you want those things that make you have a good life, then you have to do more of the things that make you feel motivated, more of the things that make you feel joy, and less of anything else. So journaling is a great way to get in tune with what makes you feel good and what kind of life you want to have ultimately. Journaling is a great way to practically explore your energy, specifically your thoughts, which lead to your feelings, which lead to your actions. A journal will help you to connect with yourself. Every idea that you have, whether you think that it's significant or insignificant, if you just start writing them down, it in general helps you to clear your mind. And it's really like this amazing scrapbook of all your ideas. Also, it can be to-do lists. A journal doesn't have to just be Dear Diary, this was my day or this was my week. Like, a journal can be so much more than that. And I know that it can feel kind of intimidating to start writing in a journal. It's kind of like, what do I do? What do I write? I don't know. But just do it. If you want any advice, just open up a notebook and just start writing down literally whatever. A journal can be used for business ideas. It can be used for insights that you've had on psychedelic trips. It can be used from insights that you've had from reading a book. It can be a list of quotes. It can be drawings or illustrations. If it's a digital version, you can include videos even in this journal. You can do journaling exercises or any personal development exercises in general in your journal. You can put them there. You can do clippings from a magazine. It is sort of like a scrapbook sort of thing. I just feel like this idea of a journal is much more robust than typically or conventionally thought. What's so amazing about having this kind of ultimate scrapbook journal is that all of your ideas that you've ever had is compiled into one place, and you can always go and refer back to it. And this actually has a very powerful effect on your mind. It sparks so much creativity. It will hold all of your best ideas that you've ever had, and ideas are kind of like the seeds of everything that you see around you. Everything started as an idea. So, on one hand, when we are doing consciousness work, it can seem like, okay, I'm supposed to learn how to meditate, to not think as much. No, I'm thinking too much. But ideas, on the other hand, can be this really helpful thing. I mean, that's where everything literally comes from, an idea of some sort. So I don't want you to get too caught up doing consciousness work and staying on one side, like, okay, I need to not think, not think. I say that a lot, meditate, like, don't think. But on the other hand, do think, because it can be helpful. And taking the time to not think really does help the times that you do think to be more powerful and creative. So if you want to be powerful at executing on your life purpose and contribute creatively to the world, then journaling will help you to do this, no doubt. Oh my gosh, y'all, that was crazy. I used way too big of a brush. Don't mind this crazy brown blob over here. One second. Some people might say, okay, I want to journal, do I do a paper? Do I do digital? And honestly, it's up to you, whatever you prefer. I prefer digital just because um, I just have so much information that I want to keep down, and it's easier for me to organize, and I can add videos and things like that. But writing down things is helpful for me sometimes too. So it really just depends. It's up to you. Journaling is so powerful. It helps you to free your mind, clear your mind, and give you clarity. So now I've talked about how amazing that journaling is. So let's go ahead and get into these techniques. A lot of these techniques I actually got from a YouTube channel called Struthless. It doesn't say his name anywhere, and he got some of these techniques from other people. So sorry if I'm bad at giving credit here. I'm really trying, but I just don't have time to look and see like where all these different ideas come from, because everyone gets ideas from other people, let's be honest. So these are not all my ideas. I also want to say that don't just listen to me. Don't just believe me that these techniques will work or that journaling will help you. Just try it out for yourself and you can decide whether or not it works or not, okay? First, there is journaling for clarity. This is really simple. You just literally write down every single thought that you have when you have that thought. It's sort of like a mind dump, so that's number one. Second is journaling for breaking your mindset. Sometimes we can get really, really fixated on something, and it could be something really negative, like you're fixated on your neighbor's dog barking constantly, and you just can't stop thinking about that. And it's really hard to get out of that mindset on your own if you're just so fixated on it. And what can be really helpful is taking out a journal and answering this question: how can I make someone else happy? Because that takes you out of wanting to serve yourself and puts you into service to others. Another great question to ask is, what is something in my immediate environment that I've never noticed before? So, like, I see that my bag of cat food is open right now. That just totally took my mind off of my neighbor's dog barking, and it puts me into the present moment and makes me aware of my surroundings. Hopefully that made sense. All right, number 3 is journaling for daily reflections. You've probably heard of a gratitude journal or something like that. This is really common. If you write down 3 things that you're grateful for every day, it just helps you to focus on the positive. What you focus on truly does grow. So if you continue to focus on what you're grateful for, then hopefully you will have more things in your life to be grateful for. You can also ask yourself questions like, what really excited me today? Or what really drained me today? And you might notice a pattern of, oh, arguing with my boyfriend every single day really drains me, and that seems to happen a lot. So maybe I need to stop arguing with him, or whatever it may be. Maybe it's social media. Maybe you're on social media all the time and you journal about that every single day, and you kind of notice this pattern of, oh wow, maybe I should be on social media less. Another great question that you can ask is, what did I learn today? So there are many other questions that you can ask yourself when doing journaling for daily reflections. If you just Google, journaling for daily reflections, I'm sure tons of lists will come up for that. So let's go ahead and move on to number 4. Okay, now we are going to move on to one of my favorite journaling exercises that I learned. And I really like this one because it is kind of harsh. And I actually really like harsh things. I feel like a lot of people in my life are just like way too nice to me and don't really give it to me straight, aren't like, okay, well, are you doing this, 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 this? Like, what are you actually doing? Like, what do you actually want? Like, it's all kind of like, I don't know, just not harsh and way too nice. And I need that like extra push, like, come on, Danny, get it together. What are you doing? So yeah, I just prefer a harsher style. So this technique is journaling for habit change and lifestyle audit. This is for anyone who is going through a phase in their life where they are looking for some big improvements. So you'll take out a piece of paper and you'll make 3 different columns. Okay, so you have 3 different columns. On the left, your actions, in the middle, your best version of yourself, and on the right, the worst version of yourself. So on the left column, you have actions. You list all of your actions that you've taken that day or week or month or year or whatever, and then you see whether you get a point in the best version of yourself for that action or a point in the worst version of yourself for that action. So if I put, exercised 3 times a week, that would go in the best version of myself. And then if I put, drank alcohol 3 times a week, I would probably put that in the worst version of myself just because it kind of drains my energy a little bit. So it varies per person. And I like this exercise, like I said, because it really helps me put into perspective the actions that I'm taking and how, if they are in alignment with my values and what I actually want in life and what makes me feel like I am living my best life. I don't even know what number we are on at this point, but now we are going to be talking about journaling for when bad things happen. I also really, really love this one because sometimes our mind just attach meaning to things that happen in our life, and that can either be a good meaning or a quote unquote bad meaning. And I think it's important to learn from the bad things that happen in our lives and sort of make a meaning out of it, because sometimes we are like, you know, what is the purpose of this happening? Why did this happen to me? Why me? So it's really good to make sense of the things that have happened to us in life. Okay, so first you write down what actually happened objectively, and then you answer the question, what did I make it mean? You can also answer the question, how would I comfort a loved one if this happened to them? Another great question is, how is this the best thing that ever happened to me? And I just want to say that there really is no such thing or good or bad. Our human mind makes this up, and it's really everything is just perspective and how we look at things. Life is not personal in any way, even though it can really feel like that sometimes. Another great journaling technique is journaling for anxieties. And this is another 3 column one. So you'll make 3 different columns. The first one on your left will be for fears, the middle one will be for the fix, and the one on the right will be the outcome that you bet on. So, for example, I have a fear that my boyfriend will cheat on me. And so the fix is having an open conversation with him about us being monogamous and getting really clear on if that's something that we both want. And then instead of betting on him cheating on me, the outcome that I bet on is that he will be a loyal and trustworthy and honest boyfriend. Because this doesn't mean like being gullible or just being an idiot when it comes to the red flags and things like that. But it just is trying to put yourself in the habit of having a positive mindset, because what if he really is a great guy and isn't going to cheat on you at all? Also, your fixes are just going to be kind of just basic strategies for overcoming your fears. They don't have to be perfect in any way. So that is journaling for anxieties. Next is journaling for a to-do list. This one's really great if you have a lot of goals, tasks, priorities that you would like to accomplish, but you just feel overwhelmed by all of them and you kind of need to get clear on what is number one priority and what is least priority. So you write down your to-do list, and this is really going to help you get some direction. You can audit this list with a couple of great questions. So the questions you can ask to audit this list are, what is non-negotiable, what has to get done, what is exciting to me, and what, if done on this list, would make everything else on the list to do easier. This can really help you to reduce your long full page list, if you have one, down to just 10 to 15 points. So I really like that. You can also journal for, what you love to do most. So I like to write down just 30 things that excite me about life, 30 things that I love to do, and then really try to narrow that down to my top 3 things. And if I'm not doing those top three things, all the freaking time, then I need to rearrange my life somehow to be doing those things more often. I don't know if you can hear my cat like growling in the background. I just got a kitten and my older cat is not happy about it. So that is Callie being pissed the hell off right now. Just ignore her, please. You can also ask if one of the opportunities were taken away, one of the things on your list were taken away, which one would I fight to get back? Journaling for decision making is another way to journal. So if you have an important decision that you need to make, I actually use this tool for coaching a lot. I think I may have talked about it in my video, What is Life Coaching? But if I have a client who has to make an important decision, we will go ahead and look at the benefits of making this decision, the cost of making this decision, and then also the benefits of staying in the current situation and the cost of staying in the current situation. Also, if you are looking to make a decision, you can ask, what are the options? If I had to make the decision in 60 seconds, which would I choose? And I love that question because you really tap into your intuition with it. You only have 60 seconds to come with the answer, and that's just really tapping into your heart and what you really value. So those are some great. Oh my gosh, she's so pissed. Okay, hold on. Hold that thought. Yes, it really helps you to tap into your intuition. You can also ask, could I live with this outcome? And you could ask, what would this look like if it were easy? So that's journaling for making a decision. Next, let's talk about journaling for direction in life. I kind of talked about that when I mentioned writing down the 30 things that you love to do and the things that you enjoy most about life. A great question that I like to ask when I'm looking for direction in life is, what would I do if I knew that I couldn't fail at it? Also, you can simply ask, what do I want? What do I want? Also, you can ask, what did I want 5 years ago? What do I want now? And what do I see myself wanting 5 years from now? And the last technique that I'm going to share with you guys is, what are 3 things that you think make a wonderful human being? Like I said before, there are so many different techniques out there for journaling. So go ahead and look up your own, try your own, do whatever, just journal. That's all I'm asking, just a call for action to try journaling. Hopefully this video has inspired you to journal or to get back into journaling or to journal more often. I know I've even freaking inspired myself over here to journal more. Journaling is so powerful, you guys. It really is going to help you to be more mindful and to sit back and observe what's going on in that mind of yours. Our minds are so complex and so crazy. And even while you're journaling, your mind might be telling you that you shouldn't be journaling right now. You should be doing this, or that because you have so many things that you need to be doing. Why sit down and write about all the things that you need to be doing? But I'm telling you, life is so counterintuitive. Sometimes we just need to be doing the opposite of what we think we should be doing. And once you sit down and take the time to journal about things, maybe the actions that you take and insights that you have will be even more creative and powerful. Be aware of what your mind is doing. Be able to observe what it is doing so that your mind is not controlling you, because that is how you will ultimately eliminate stress in your life. Writing all of your thoughts and ideas down will help you to focus on what really matters to you. It's so sad that people usually don't start to focus on what really matters to them until they've had a near-death experience, they're approaching death, or they're really sitting and contemplating their life. Don't wait to get older or have a near-death experience to start doing these things. You can do them now. I know it's hard to take the time sometimes to do it, but just do it and you will be so glad that you did. I was actually watching the show, 9 Perfect Strangers, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, skip this part. And Nicole Kidman essentially forces all these people that come to her wellness retreat to have a near-death experience. And they all think that they are about to die when they're really not about to die, and they're all talking about, what they wish they had done, why they didn't follow their heart in this situation, and if they got to survive, what they would do. And they came out of it, and of course they were like kind of upset with Nicole Kidman at first, but then they were like, this actually really helped me put things into perspective and realize what was really important to me. So I just wanted to mention that show because it was kind of relevant to the near-death experience. I know it can feel so scary, but sometimes it really is what we need to push ourselves to do what we love and have the courage to do it, because it can be scary, because a lot of the times we are worried about what other people are thinking. I know that when I was journaling, I realized that I'm a huge people pleaser. If you need help with people pleasing, go ahead and watch my episode, How to Stop People Pleasing. But anyways, that was kind of a tangent. But I'm just saying, you could have an NDE, near-death experience, and come out of it feeling way more empowered. Journaling is this amazing discovery. It's this journey where you never really know where you're going to end up at the end of it. It really does help you to build trust with yourself. And honestly, journaling is for freaking everyone. I don't care what anyone says. It can be for anyone and everyone. It's definitely going to help you to grow. I think in all my videos, I kind of talk about how growth is this never-ending process, and we're always evolving and changing over time. So it's going to help you grow even faster. Of course, I just remembered a couple more freaking great journaling techniques. So number one, you can just journal about your eating habits. You can journal about what makes you angry and what might be causing that anger. For some reason, I get angry a lot. I don't know why, but journaling really helps me with that. You can journal about all of your strengths, about all of your accomplishments. I really like this one because sometimes I just feel like we do not give ourselves enough credit of all the accomplishments that we've had in our life, or we forget the little things, and maybe we feel arrogant or conceited talking about our strengths and accomplishments. So I think it's really important to journal about that as well. And another great piece of advice that I have for when you're journaling is to be really careful not to judge yourself while you're journaling. It can be really easy to judge all of the things that you are writing down, but just simply don't judge yourself for them. Just kind of observe the patterns that you're having with your thoughts and feelings and actions. Don't dislike them, just simply observe them, because to resist what is not going to serve you in any sort of way. Just learn to accept it and observe it, and you will become better for doing that. Alright guys, this is the reveal for the finished look. I went for a blue-brown eye makeup to sort of match my fall dress I have going on. So this is the look, and thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. I really hope that it gave you some powerful tools and techniques to raise your consciousness, raise your awareness, because that is how we are going to save this planet and this universe, is by raising consciousness and raising love. So thanks again for watching. I also really want to hear your journaling journey and experience. What has helped you? What hasn't helped you? Please leave that below in the comments. And thanks again. I will see you guys next time. Bye.